So just a quick video which comes off the back of lots of inquiries that we had this weekend. And it just really, we needed to send one out actually for people who are confusing NIE with TIE. It's completely normal when you're right at the start of doing your paperwork and everybody's talking about NIEs and TIEs and when do you get this and what do you do, and you know, it's confusing. It really is. So, you know, what is an NIE? Why is a TIE not an NIE? When do I need my NIE that goes with my TIE? It's a nightmare. So I'm going to try and explain very, very briefly. And we know I waffle on, so it might not be that brief. It'll be brief as possible. The difference between an NIE and a TIE and what they represent. Okay, an NIE is your número de identidad extranjero. That is your number of identity as a foreigner. Okay. Now, any foreigner in Spain who has to do something that is related to the authorities is going to need an NIE number. So many of you will see or have these certificates. This is one I've just printed off quickly now. Okay, it looks like this. This is how, if you're not applying for residency but you need an NIE number, so as a non-resident, why would you have an NIE number? Well, you may have an NIE number because you're a non-resident who wants to buy a property in Spain and come and visit it. Brilliant, you're going to need an NIE number to do that. When you're in your property, you might want to buy a car to leave at your property. We might want to register a car to leave at your property. Well, you're going to need an NIE number to do that as well. Okay, you're definitely going to have to pay non-residence tax if you bought a property in Spain, so you're going to need an NIE number for that. Okay, so our NIE number is what we use for everything in Spain, both residents and non-residents alike. When else would you get an NIE number? If you come on holiday and you get in trouble and you get arrested and a case is brought against you, then the police will automatically assign you an NIE number because that is how they're going to identify you on the system. The Spanish have what they call DNE and we have NIE. As foreigners, anybody with a foreign passport, you will get an NIE as an ID number. Okay, so that's it. That's the NIE certificate, but we're not this certificate really. In theory, they only last for 3 months, but the number stays with you for the rest of your life. Okay, so that's a good important thing to make sure that you know. The NIE number should never change. Once it's assigned, it's for life. So you can see mine is an X31 number from the year 2000. I'm going to go through these cards here and tell you where the NIE is represented. All right, so there we go. We've got it. NIE only refers to the number, your foreigner's registration number, your foreigner's ID number here in Spain, as represented on these certificates. Okay then. So, when are you given an NIE number? Well, we've already said for non-residents they can apply for one if they want to do something. But if you're applying for residency, first of all, as an EU citizen, and you have never ever had an NIE number before, then you will be given your NIE number on a card like this. Believe it or not, this card is my daughter's old card, and somehow when we managed to switch it for the TIE after Brexit, I found it in my wallet. I don't know how I didn't even manage to hand it in, but never mind. It serves well for this video, doesn't it? So if you're an EU citizen and you've never had an NIE number, then what will happen is you'll be given an NIE number and you will be given a residency card with that number on it. This isn't an NIE card. It's not. It's a residency card. It's actually a registro de ciudadano de la Unión. So it's a registration in Spain of your residency as an EU citizen. Okay? It's not an NIE card. Back in the day, I've got this one here. Dug this one out. This is what they used to look like many, many years ago. This one's from the year 2000. So there you go. My old one. And now the TIE. So we're getting to the point of the video now. What is a TIE? Well, this is a TIE. So for third country nationals, this is a very ugly TIE. There we go, you can see it's mine. But for third country nationals, now, whether you are somebody who lived in Spain before, a Brit who lives in Spain before and had your old green card, you should have switched it for this by now. If you haven't, please get on it. And despite everybody raving on and saying the green one's still valid, doesn't matter. Just do it. Get it done. It's a lot easier with this. Okay, if you're coming in on a non-lucrative visa, then you will get one of these when you register your visa in Spain. If you are an EU family member, then you will get one of these as well, your EU family member. So we have people who come in on Irish passports with UK spouses. The Irish passport holder gets one of these, and the UK spouse gets one of these. On the back of these TIE, so this is your TIE, not an NIE card, it's a TIE card, definitely not an NIE card. Okay, you can see it says, well, it actually says on the front and the back, under which circumstances you got the TIE card. So if you've got a non-lucrative visa, it'll actually say here in observations that you can't work on the back. There we go. And if you've got it for an EU family member, then it'll actually say on there for an EU family member. Okay, so if you've never ever, and I think I mentioned this before, had an NIE number during the residency registration process, you will be given one. Normally, if it's, again, EU citizen, you give them one straight away at the xtranjero with this card. If you are applying from Spain as an EU family member, then you will be awarded the NIE number when you open your file with immigration. It normally comes, if you're doing it yourself at the office, you won't find out until you get a notification from them. Normally, depending on what province we're doing it in, when we get the notification that the documentation has been lodged, we then get the NIE number, that we can then use that number to track the process of the application. If you're coming on a non-lucrative visa, then you will be issued your NIE number on your visa, and then when you get your TIE card, the NIE will be reflected on there. So that's it. It was just a quickie. 7 minutes is quick enough, isn't it, for me? This is a document which reflects the NIE number. The NIE is just your ID number, and this thing here, this is a TIE card, not an NIE card, not an NIE card, not an NIE card, TIE card. Okay, and TIE stands for tarjeta de identidad extranjero. Okay, so this is your card of identity if you're a foreigner, literally translated. All right, brilliant. Thank you for watching once again. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope that's cleaned up the difference between an NIE and a TIE. And if you like it, please subscribe below. And if you need to get in contact with us, then there's a contact form in the comments. Thank you.